Breaking news for Chargers fans. There's a lot we need to cover today. 3 big stories to be exact. And trust me, you don't want to miss any of them. But let's kick things off with the one that's got everyone scratching their heads. Now, before we dive into this strange update, if you love staying on top of the latest Chargers news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss a single update. All right, let's get back to it. So here's the deal. Jim Harbaugh was once again asked about Najee Harris. His response, when he's ready, he'll be ready. That's it. No real timeline, no clear details, just that. And honestly, doesn't that feel a little off? Think about it. This all started back on July 4th when he got hurt. Since then, we've been inching closer to the season, closer to roster cuts. And still, the situation feels like a giant question mark. Is it nothing to worry about? Or is this a much bigger problem hiding under the surface? Let me know in the comments what you think, because to me, this whole thing just feels strange. Now here's where things get even stranger. Right after the July 4th injury, the first reports made it sound serious, like really bad. But then his agent stepped in, saying, "Relax, it's nothing. Just a small cut. Nothing to worry about." Okay, fine, but then the timeline doesn't add up. If it's really nothing, why are we still waiting? From July to August, and now heading into September, and we still don't have a straight answer? Some insiders say he could start the season on the 4-week IR. Others claim he might actually be ready for week 1. Then you hear he's doing light work on the sidelines, running, wearing a weighted vest, moving around. But if that's the case, why can't he just play? That's the confusing part. Was it just a cut? Did he need stitches? Staples? Something more serious that they're not telling us? It feels like we're being left in the dark. And honestly, all anyone wants is clarity. If it's simple, just say, he's got stitches across his face. Helmet doesn't fit yet, but he'll be fine in a few weeks. Done. Easy. But instead, it's all these mixed signals that make the whole situation look way more bizarre than it should be. Look, we all know Jim Harbaugh is a bit of a mystery. Brilliant coach. No doubt about it. But sometimes the way he keeps things under wraps can drive fans crazy. Like, come on, Jim. Just say it straight. Is Najee Harris going to play or not? That's all anyone wants to know. But since we're not getting a clear answer, it shifts the spotlight to the guys who are suiting up in this final preseason game. And trust me, there are a few names worth circling. First up, Raheem "Rocket" Sanders. With Najee still stuck on the NFI list, Sanders suddenly has a real shot to show what he can do. He's not the only one though. Omarion Hampton has already stepped into that RB1 spot. And Hassan Haskins, who we've mentioned before, remains one of Harbaugh's favorites. The guy runs hard, contributes on special teams, and always seems to pop a big play when you need it. Now, Jared Patterson missed practice, and Vidal also didn't suit up. That basically clears the stage for Sanders, Haskins, and Hampton to carry the load until Najee is back. And that's why all eyes should be on Rocket Sanders in this upcoming matchup. Can he make his mark and lock down a bigger role? That's the real question. But running backs aren't the only story. 2 other players need attention as well. Cornerback Nico Reed came out of camp looking sharp, but lately he's cooled off. This last game might be his chance to prove he belongs. And then there's offensive lineman Branson Taylor. Depth on the line is crucial, and the Chargers need him to step up. No excuses, no hesitation. So, if you're watching this preseason finale, keep your eye on Sanders, Reed, and Taylor. Because while Harbaugh stays quiet about Najee, these guys are fighting for their spot right now. And that battle might just be the most telling storyline of all. The Najee Harris situation is still strange, but here's the thing. Do the Chargers even need him right now? Because a rookie might be quietly making his case to steal the spotlight. Omarion Hampton has been turning heads all camp long, and when a veteran like Khalil Mack goes out of his way to praise him, without even being asked, that means something. Mack literally interrupted a reporter just to say, "This guy is the real deal." That wasn't a forced compliment, that was genuine respect. And when a leader like Mack sees it, you know the locker room is noticing too. So while the Najee mystery drags on, Hampton could be the unexpected answer in the backfield. And that's exactly why he's one of the most important players to watch moving forward. But that's not the only storyline building. Trey Lance is about to get another start. And remember, this guy wasn't just another draft pick. He was the number 3 overall selection. He has the arm to make explosive plays and the legs to keep drives alive. Now the question becomes, how do the Chargers handle their quarterback room? Do they keep 2 or all 3? It might not sound like a huge deal, but think about it. Most teams don't even have one reliable backup. Seriously, can you name Patrick Mahomes' backup off the top of your head? Or Trevor Lawrence's? Probably not. And that's because most backups across the league aren't capable of keeping their team in games, let alone winning them. But the Chargers? They might have a rare situation on their hands. A starter in Justin Herbert, and behind him, quarterbacks with real potential. That's not just depth. It's insurance that most NFL teams would love to have. Here's the thing about Trey Lance. He changes the whole conversation. Most teams don't even have a reliable backup quarterback. The Lions, for example, don't. And when you don't, it feels like your entire season is hanging on the health of one player. But the Chargers? They actually have options. That's rare, and it's huge. The quarterback spot is the most important position in football. You hope your backup never has to take the field, but if he does, you need him to be good enough to steady the ship. And Lance has that kind of potential. That's why this battle for the QB2 job isn't just filler talk. It really matters. Now, zooming out a bit, we're about 3 weeks away from the real action. And that's when things start to move fast. Over the next 2 weeks, rosters will be cut down, lineups will be sharpened, and the endless preseason rotations will finally end. That's when practice intensity shifts. Instead of experimenting, teams start locking in hard practices, serious walkthroughs, and game plans being built. Then, by next Friday, it's officially the start of game week. That feeling hits different. The focus sharpens, the urgency kicks in, and suddenly it's no longer about preseason scraps. It's about who's ready when the lights come on. And for the Chargers, all eyes will be on them. No more hiding behind rotations. No more guessing. By then, we'll finally start to see the true shape of this team and who's ready to step up when it counts. What excites me most is the stage that's waiting for the Chargers. Sometimes, being the underdog actually works in your favor. When you're not the team with all the pressure, you can play loose, surprise people, and punch above expectations. Take the Chiefs, for example. Everyone expects them to dominate, but when the underdog comes in with nothing to lose, that's when cracks start to show. That's when the so-called unbeatable teams suddenly look vulnerable. It's the same story we've seen before. Look at what the Lions eventually did to the Packers. For years, Green Bay carried that aura of being untouchable. Then Detroit stopped buying into it. They lined up, went right at them, and eventually broke through. That's the challenge ahead for the Chargers. Step on the field, face the giant, and prove you're no longer the little brother in the division. It's not just about talent. It's about belief. And if the Chargers can carry that belief into the season, the narrative around this team could change in a very big way. So here's the question. Do you think the Chargers are finally ready to take that leap? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you see in this team's future.